because you know you are the Lord. The Bible says the entrance of your word bringeth light and understanding unto the simple. I pray, Father, Lord God, you make your people simple, that this word will bring light unto them, that it will lighten every dark areas of their life. It will bring clarity in the name of Jesus, and your name will be glorified. I pray, Father, that this word will mix with faith in them. It will help their life. It will help their situation. It will help their circumstances in the name of Jesus. They will go out of this church blessed in the name of Jesus, and your name will be glorified. Spirit of the living God, have your way in us. Have your way in me and through me. Use me as a vessel to bring blessing to the life of your people, and let your name be glorified. Let no man be seen. In Jesus' name we have prayed. Amen. I thank God once again for this great opportunity. And I title today's message as What Walking with God Is. What walking with God is. When I say I'm walking with God, what is it? What is it about? Because you need to know. As a person who have accepted Jesus Christ as your Lord and personal Savior, so you will know whether you are walking with God or not. Because one thing is to accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and personal Savior. Another thing is to walk with that God. Walk with is somebody holding on to your hand and you're following them, just like our children when they are walking with us when they were young. That's the kind of walk I'm talking about. What walking with God is. God told us something about this. What walking with Him? He told us something. He said, walking with me is like inclining your ear and your hearing to what I'm telling you in my holy word as the word of a wise man. And when you and I apply that word into our heart, to our knowledge, for it is a pleasant thing for you and for me to keep those words within you. Why do you need to keep that word within you? You have to fix your eyes upon that word, thinking about it all the time, focusing upon it all the time, and speaking it out all the time. Not negative stuff you're saying, but speaking out what God is saying, what God said in His word. You will not say how miserable your children are. You will not say how miserable your marriage is. You will not say how miserable your situation is. You will be speaking what God said, that it shall be well with me. My children shall love Jesus. My family shall be together. There will be no divorce. There will be no separation. There will be no division. Because the Bible says a kingdom divided against itself will not stand. You begin to speak that God said. It shall be well with my children. My children shall be obedient to me. They shall be obedient to the mother. They shall be obedient children. They shall follow the instructions we are giving them. So it will be well with my children. You just be speaking what God said out. You let it be in your mouth, not negative stuff. Because when you speak in negative stuff, before you know, it will happen. And that's why the Bible says, don't you know that it's power of life and death in your tongue? You can destroy your own life, your own marriage, your own children, your own family by what you're saying out. And that's why God said, what you're going to be saying out must be what God said in His word. Even when the situation you're saying, you don't like it, you speak what God said over your life. That this marriage will be secure. That this home will be good. There will be joy and peace in this family. My children, they shall love God. They shall obey God. They shall be obedient to God. They shall serve Jesus. My family shall be saved. My business shall prosper. I shall see favor before men and women. You will not be speaking out, the economy is bad. No. It shall be well with me in my going out. Economy shall be good for me. God shall help. You'll be speaking what the word of God says. The Bible says you will be blessed in your going out. You'll be blessed in your coming in. As you're going to your business, say, I shall be blessed in my going out. God shall lead me to people who's going to help me and give me contract, give me business that will help my family. You'll be speaking out good things. My children, as they're going out to school, God shall give them wisdom to prosper, to listen to their teachers and get all the information they need to be successful. They will not follow wrong crowd that will put them in prison or put them in danger and bring problem upon. You'll be speaking what the word of God says concerning you, concerning your life, concerning your home, concerning your family, concerning your business. When you let this word be in your mouth and you believe it in your heart, as you take the word of God into your heart and you focus your eyes, your mind, your thoughts upon it, the Bible says, and you trust in God because you are saying that, because all of those things you have to trust in God that God is going to do that which you are saying. The Bible says, the Lord will be with you. The Lord will what? Will be with you. The Lord will what? Will be with you throughout that journey. And that is the truth you need to know. That is what God said. That this is what walking with God is. You inclining your ear to what God is telling you from His Holy Bible as a wise Lord, and applying that word into your hearts in knowledge, for it is a pleasant thing if you keep them. Not just knowing it, but you doing them. It is when you do them you get results. And when you do that, and you keep that word within you, it's going to be what you're going to be remembering all the time. And you think about it, it's what God, your focus is going to be on. And when you do that, you begin to, before you know, you begin to speak it out. Over your life, over your home, over your marriage, over your children, over your... many times, I want to be honest with you, I'm a man of God, I will tell you things. As I'm walking with God, I will tell you. Many times when the enemy come with fornicating thoughts to me, I said, no, the Lord said, I shall not commit adultery. I'm married to my wife. You know what I'm saying? I speak that word all the time. When some ladies come to tempt you, do crazy stuff around you, you say, it's true. I'm a man of God. I'm a human being like you. I face temptation everywhere. In my job, in my business, when I'm going out, I'm ministering to people, you know, they do stuff, you know, I can only control myself. I don't control what people do. But I remind myself of the word of God. So thou shalt not commit adultery. I remind myself. Say, Lord, this is what the Bible says. I'm committed to my wife. I'm married to my wife. I remind myself. I speak it out. Sometimes when the devil bring wrong thought over my children and my wife, I say, no evil shall befall my children. You know what I'm trying to say? I begin to speak that word. I say, it shall be well with my children. Divine protection of God shall be upon them. I'll be speaking the word of God at every time. Say, no weapon formed against me, my wife shall prosper. No weapon formed against my family. I'll be speaking out the word of God. Because every day the devil fill your mind, you and my mind, with wrong stuff. But you have to renew that mind with the word of God and begin to speak that word of God. When temptation comes, speak the word of God. Before you know, that temptation will dissipate. It will lose its power. It will not have power over your life. That evil that the enemy brings into your heart over your wife, over your children, you begin to speak against it. You begin to speak what the word of God says over those things. Before you know, it will dissipate. This is what walking with God is all about. When you allow that which God has spoken to be your word, to be the word you're going to be thinking of, putting in your mind, fixing your eyes on, and begin to speak it out. So whatever situation that comes your way, or maybe the blessing money God has given unto you, the devil is telling you, if you do this, you're going to spend it for so, other than your family and whatever, and be doing wrong stuff. You remind yourself that God has given you this money to bless your home, family with. Say we should not be using. You will remind yourself of the word of God, so that you'll be safe and protected from those temptations. There are temptations. It's everywhere, even including pastors. We are not immune to everything that you are going through in life. It's just the way we deal with it that is different. And this is the way we deal with it. When you and I have a walk with God, and what God says begin to be the one that will help in you. Before you know, you just see yourself overcoming all of those challenges. It's everyone that is facing it. Everyone, including me, that is talking to you. So you will not think maybe because I'm a pastor, I'm a righteous. No. We are facing the same challenges that you are facing every day. The way we deal with it is by having a walk with God that will help us every day. You can't do it on your own, only with the help of God. Walking with God is trusting God. Walking with God is trusting God. If you don't trust God, you can't walk with God. God might not give you a clue. God might not tell you why He's asking you to do whatever He asks you to do. God will not tell you. He just wants you to trust Him. When you trust God, you don't doubt it. Even when it looks like everything around you is going down, you trust God to the end. That's what walk with God is all about. When you trust God, you trust with everything in your life. Let people call you crazy. Because people who trust God, people call them crazy because they cannot understand. It's true. People who trust God, other people call them crazy because they could not understand. Walking with God is trusting God. I want somebody to open to the book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 5 to 6. I want it to be read. I don't want it to be quoted. I know some of us know it. Proverbs chapter 3, starting from verse. I know if you find it, you'll be on your feet and you read it for me, please. I don't have more time. Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5 to 6.
Trust in the Lord with all your heart.
Trust in this God with all your heart.
And lean not on your own understanding.
Don't depend on your understanding because your understanding will fail you. But when you depend on God's understanding through what He is telling you right now in His word or the one you are reading yourself.
In all your ways.
In everything you do, acknowledge what this God wants.
Submit to Him.
Submit yourself to that God.
And He will make your path straight.
And as a result of that, that God will make your ways straight. But it won't happen unless you trust in Him. That is what it is. Walking with God is trusting God. In any situation, in any circumstances, in any problem, trusting God. Trusting God is walking with God. Walk with God is trusting. It's like me taking a child along with me. And that child see a big hole in front of us where we are going. And that child begin to do like this, begin to lie. He wants to take his hand from me. That means that child didn't trust me. Because in the process, I may get to that hole and just stretch my other hand to the other side and take that child, boom, is that not? To navigate that hole. But if that child didn't trust me, that child might want to take his hand off me. When we get to that spot where we have hole, a big hole. That's what most of us are doing many times when we say we're working with God. We anticipate the situation ahead of time, and we take decision into our own hand. I want to do things the way we reason, the way we think. And that's why I'm saying, trusting God is for you not to lean, is for you not to depend on your own understanding, because your understanding might fail you. But rather, to depend on that God who is taking you step by step in that journey. It's a total trust, no way around it. When you and I start doing that, we are not working with God again. And that's why I told you, don't do that anymore. Trust God to the end. There are other Bible passages, but because of my time, I can't give you more. I have more here, but I just want to give you one, because I'm going to make it 2 sections. I'm going to do part 1 of this message today. I'm going to do part 2 next week to finish it, because I don't want to rush it. By 12, I'm going to stop. The second point that walking with God is continual prayer. Continual prayer. Because sometimes when we pray for sometimes, when we don't see what we want to see, we want to give up. No, that's not walking with God. Walking with God is a continual prayer. Continue to pray to the end of your life. Because it's a relationship. You are having a relationship with God. You continue to talk to Him, because prayer is a communication with God. You don't stop communicating to God because things doesn't go the way you want, or things doesn't go your way. You continue to pray to the end of your life. That is what walking with God is. When things are okay, you talk to God. When things are not okay, you talk to God. When things are going good, you talk to God. When things are not going good, you talk. Of course, you have to talk to God. Lord, my business is not going as expected. Help me. Open doors for me. Or maybe your business is good, and Lord, I thank you that you are giving me favor. People are giving me a job. People trusted me for this contract. I'm able to do it. Even before I finish it, another person refer me. You know, you talk to God continually. That is a walk with God. A walk with God is a continual prayer. Prayer means communicating with God, talking to God every day. When you wake in the morning, you talk to God. Walking with God is communicating with God every day, continually all the days of your life. You don't stop praying because things doesn't go the way you expect. Because God will not tell you how He's going to do it. He just wants you to walk with Him. And walk with Him is continue praying to Him. Continue communicating with Him. Continue talking to Him. Continue telling Him every situation in your life. He already knew, but He wants you to engage with Him as a person that you're having a relationship with. That is what walking with God is. Communal prayer. Continual prayer with God. What does the Bible make us understand in the book of James, chapter 5, verse 13 to 16? The book of James, chapter 5, verse 13 to 16. Oni, can you please do Jeremiah 33, verse 3 for me? But after that, James, I want it. Jeremiah 33, 3. Oni, you hold on. You are in James? Can you please do that for me?
James 5, verse 13 to 16.
Yes, ma'am.
Is anyone among you in trouble?
The Bible says, is there anyone among you in trouble?
Let them pray.
Let that person pray.
Is anyone happy?
Is anybody happy among you?
Let them sing songs of
Let
praise.
that person sing thanks, songs and praise to God.
Is anyone among you sick?
Is anybody among you sick?
Let them call the elders of the church.
Let those people call
And anoint them with oil in the name of the
And
Lord.
anoint that sick person with oil in the name of the Lord.
And the prayer offered in faith
And the prayer that is offered to that sick person in faith in the Lord, what will happen?
will make the sick person
We
well.
make the sick person well.
The Lord will raise them up.
The Lord raised them up.
If they have sinned,
Even if it is sin they have committed,
they will be forgiven.
God said they will be forgiven.
Therefore, confess your sins
Therefore, confess your sin to one another
and pray for each other
and pray for each other
so that you may be healed.
so that you may be healed.
The prayer of a righteous person
The prayer of the righteous person
is powerful
is powerful
and effective.
and effective. That is James chapter 5, starting from verse 13 to 16. You can see it's a continual thing that we have to do because we are what? We are working with God. What does Jeremiah chapter 33 verse 3 says?
And having answered you,
God said, I will answer you.
and showed you
I will show you
great and mighty things,
great and mighty things
which thou knowest not.
which you do not know. That happens, Jeremiah 33 verse 3. That happens in prayer. That is why prayer must be a continual thing all the days of your life as you walk with God. Because God will show you things. I can't tell you many things that God has shown me while I'm in prayers. God will just drop something into my spirit. God will just open my eyes to some things. God will just give me a divine thought. God will give me this divine assignment. Many assignments. I can't tell you how many. Walking with God is continuing in prayer every day of my life, every day of your life. I'm going to do the third one and I'm going to stop there. I'm going to do part 2 next week. The third one is going to be finding God's will is what walking with God is. Finding God's will. You need to know the will of God for your life. You need to know the will of God for every situation. And the will of God has already been made known to us in His holy word. That you and I need to find and begin to do it. That is what walking with God is. Finding God's will for you. What A wants to do might not be what God wants you to do. What B wants to do might be different from what C has to do. Because you see these fingers, but they are not equal. So are everyone. God have a different assignment for them. You say, I'm here now, preaching the gospel. You are not. You are not a pastor. That is my assignment. And what you do, I don't do it. It's not my assignment. That is the reason why finding God's will for each and every one of you in your daily walk with God is very, very important. That is walking with God is when you find what God wants you to do and you are doing that in your home, in your marriage, in your job, in your business, in your school, in your home, in your family, in your church is very, very important. What does the Bible say about this? And I'm going to round up. Psalm 32, verse 7 to 10. Psalm 32, verse 7 to 10. Finding God's will is walking with God.
Thou art my hiding place.
Thou art my hiding place.
Thou shalt preserve me from
Thou shalt preserve me from a what?
trouble.
From trouble.
Thou shalt compass me with the songs
Thou shalt surround me with songs
of deliverance.
of deliverance.
Selah. Have instruct thee,
The Lord said, when you and I have finding God's will, then God will instruct you.
and teach you
God said, I will instruct you and I will teach you
in the way which
in the way in which you should go.
in which thou
How to handle the problem. You are facing it in your job, you are facing your home, you are facing it with your children, you are facing it in the decision making. You have 3 schools, I need to choose one. This one is facing one. He has 3 schools, I need to choose one now. I need God's will for their life so that I will choose